Well, howdy, everybody. Once again, coming to you from somewhere in the middle of nowhere. The sunset might be pretty this evening. Did y'all get to see the eclipse? See all them clouds? I didn't really get to enjoy it. Yeah, we saw some of it. I got a couple pictures, whatever. And it wasn't so wow impressive because, man, it was cloudy. I got to get a little glimpse of it through the clouds when they thinned out. Anyways, let's take a look at what we did today. I was kind of busy today. I started at about 1 o'clock. And I hadn't gotten any further since the last video y'all seen about this hunting blind. So let's look at what we did. Oh man, we got our window openings actually done, and our door opening. We have our little door right there, boy. Have a little bitty window next to the door. And then we got our bigger windows on the sides, and they're both the same size. And we got this one. We'll call that the back of the house. So yeah, man, we got that done. We got our second top plate on. Everything's getting way more sturdy and good. So I'm trying to shake on it so y'all can see without trying to tear it down. Whatever, man. It's getting better. We're getting close. And I still gotta, now that I got most all the framing done, I can get my corners nailed together real good. And I'm gonna put an extra row of blocking. I'll probably just do it at this window height, or this window ledge height. And we'll just add another row of blocking throughout the whole thing before we put our plywood on. That gives a lot of extra stability. I believe that, man. Something right about in the middle, because, you know, I don't know if you can see while I do this, but yeah, not too much. Just keeps anything from moving ever again. And when you put your plywood on, now you got something that you can nail to through the middle of it if you so feel necessary. Yup. We're getting somewhere. I think tomorrow we're going to look at this, man. I've got my pattern from last year still. This is what our rafters are going to look like. I can't believe this thing is still here. And the dogs hadn't eaten it. It's even dirty from last year. Because it was right on the ground. Just where it shouldn't have been. That sits on the wall. And that goes up to your ridge. I don't know if I can really show you all this or not. If I'm tall enough. Hey, let's go inside. Ugh. So, you got your rafter. And it goes up here on your top plate. And it goes up to your ridge. And you see I've got that extra cutout in the rafter. And that way, man, when I stick them on there, they just go to the wall. And there's no way of getting anything wrong. And it should be even with the outside. And I can run my plywood up that extra height and nail plywood to the rafters. Of course, they're going to not be plywood. They'll be 2x4s, full size. I won't rip them down to the 1.5 inch. They're going to be full-size 2x4s. A ridge would be a full-size 2x4. And there you go. Now I just got to cut 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, probably got to cut about 14 to 16 of these. And get them up there. And that's not bad, man. I can probably get them all cut out in about an hour or so. I like to do a nice pretty job. I get my jigsaw out, and so there's not a bunch of overcuts on this notch. And it just makes me feel better about it when I'm done. So, well, how would you determine these window heights? Well, so I didn't know what to think or what to do. So what I did was I brought a chair out here. I brought a rifle outside, and I stuck it up against one of these studs to where it felt comfortable in my chair shooting, and I just marked it with a pencil. And hell, I may even have moved it up an inch or so. And then I had the owner come out and make sure that he would agree on that. He said that he didn't mind that height, so I think if I was to do this again, I might move it up, and just a couple of inches. But the thinking was that this is going to be elevated at least 6 feet, and so if this height, if you're pointing down out of your chair, it's not a big deal because you're going to be at an elevated position, and most of your shots are going to be angled down. So look at that. We got a target out there. That thing looks a little suspicious. Maybe we can try out our window height and see if we like it or not. I think we'll try that. Let me get y'all on the tripod real quick. And as you can see, we've got our favorite, our unfavorite, Shockwave. It was first one out. Yeah, I mean, it was the first one in line, so I grabbed it. Yeah, it's got a cute little optic on there, so. I remember moving the, that's probably dangerous. I remember swapping the scope onto something else. Now it's back on here, and I think I've got it zeroed again. As hard as this thing is to zero. Oh, do we like this or not? Well, if I like this rifle a little more and make it easier to like this window height. So I gotta remember about our trigger. Yeah, I forgot about that trigger. I was weird because when I first grabbed it, it was feeling all stiff. Ugh. That's kind of strange. The first time I got all comfortable, it felt like it was on safe, and that's why I checked it. And then it just went off. Let's see. There we go. Alright, man. Well, we got a hit on steel. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. I don't know, man. I don't think it's too uncomfortable. Once you finally get the window in, it raises it up about another inch. And then if you don't want to tear your nice wood stock up while you're hunting, I'm sure you can put like a little sandbag or something on there. Yeah, nothing to it. All right. I think we're going to be happy. Compared to what they're selling, wow. I was at Wally World last weekend, and out front they had hunting blinds, and I think they were 48 by 48, where this one's 96 by 48. They wanted $1,000. And I couldn't believe, when I opened the door and looked inside, I couldn't believe what I saw. The only good thing about it was the windows. But wow, it was nothing more than a porta potty that had some windows in it. And the floor was worse than a porta potty. I couldn't believe what I had seen. And they're selling them for $1,000, guys. I don't understand. The floor was made out of this stuff. You know, inside that little hunting blind shouldn't get wet, but man, all it does is stay outside for years. And if it's this on the inside, well, then it's that on the outside of it too. So, man, the floor is what got me on the ones they're selling at the Wally World. I don't know how they're selling them things for $1,000. That's half the size of this one. Or maybe I'm just not charging enough to make this thing. The times, man. Oh, what the times are getting to, huh? Wow, man, everything is I think every day, man. I think they're kind of trying to slow roll it a little bit so you don't notice. So it just goes up 1, 2 cents every day. And at the end of the month, you didn't realize that everything had gone up 30 cents. And that's been month after month, nonstop. So after a couple years, yeah, everything you try and buy or look at is $3 more than it was a year ago. What is that going to mean for a year from now? Another $3? Pretty soon you're not going to be able to buy anything. And then you'll be glad that you can build things, I guess. But you're going to have to afford to buy the material to build the things. That's kind of scary too. Because material prices don't go down. And with thousands of new people showing up on a daily basis, you have to home them. You got to live somewhere. That means you got to build stuff. That means stuff is in demand and they can charge whatever they want for it because you have to have it. enough of that. I'm not trying to go on a tangent or a rant. However, realities happen fast. I'm not one big on reality, especially when the reality just keeps on getting uglier. But anyways, I love you guys. Hope you are having a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Night, y'all.